guys, girls. I wanted to discuss today complications. Now, growing up, I thought, oh yeah, those things will never happen to me. And the first complication I ever had was with my eyes. And I had to go for laser treatment. And that was not a joyous occasion. First of all, I didn't even think of taking Tylenol. So if you have to go take laser treatments, take some pain relief before you go. Because it's different from night to day. I'm lucky that throughout my time as being a diabetic, those laser treatments have held, and haven't had to go back. I just recently met with my ophthalmologist, and things worked out for the best. I was in and out, no problems. So, kudos for that. The next complication I had was what was called Charcot's foot. And some of you may ask, what is Charcot's foot? Well, Charcot's foot is when you have your nerve or some sort of nerve damage, and just let me sit you there. Your nerves stop controlling the blood. So if you think of your nerves sort of like a tap, and your tap turns on and the blood goes down to your feet. When the nerve shuts off, blood stops flowing down there. Now, if your nerves are damaged, it can't control it. And you have ongoing blood going to your feet. And I have an itchy eye. And if you have that happening all the time, the bones get very brittle. And if you go for walks, if you come down wrong on your foot, you can break a foot. Or no, you may break a small bone, and it could cause deformity. You usually end up into being with what do you call it? An air cast, and it's very sore, very painful. So that's happened to me as well. Now, a couple of years ago, or a few years ago, I guess about 7 or 8 years ago, I started having severe pains in my legs. And I was told I have diabetic neuropathy. Well, kudos. And I was standing on my feet an awful lot for work. The pains got more severe. And so what ended up is my legs started to give way. And oh yes, that's great fun when you fall face first. So a better way of controlling that was for me being in a chair. Now when I'm home, I can walk because it's short distances. And if I fall, it's not going to be as bad as out here. So that's why I'm in a chair. Now, that is called diabetic neuropathy. Another complication I have is severe weight gain. And because of my less chance of activity and because of insulin, I've gained weight. And there are a number of diabetics who have this problem. But you need to get out there and do as much exercise as you can be. I know I've walked the halls in my building. I've done wheelchair aerobics. And right now, I'm holding on to an awful lot of water. So, just a little side here. For those who want to write comments and saying, oh, well, you're big or you're fat, or I know that. I'm trying to get away from it. I'm trying to reduce the water. But I just don't, or I haven't had the luck with it. Now, I got an awful lot of it out of my legs, but my gut. And I'm trying to work. I've always been a bigger fellow. But, I can't go out for a run. I've had family members say, well, why don't you just go out for a run? So I'm trying to get my heart up with wheelchair aerobics. I found a couple on site on YouTube that I like to watch and participate with. I go as far as I can, and people think I sit there and eat. Oh yes, you sit there and eat cakes and cookies. That's not the case. And for those of you who are fighting with me, leave comments below of what has actually worked. And there was a lady who sent me comments that she's selling this wonderful potion or pills that you could take, and it solved all her problems. Well, I'm glad they solved, but none of those things have really ever worked for me. So my biggest thing is getting my weight down. And the first is water and being a little bit more active. Getting up, getting out is a way to go. But on the flip side of that, they say, well, you should have your feet up because of water gain. Being parallel, that will help your water. Keeping your heart and your feet at the same level, that will help get rid of the water. So my home health nurse said, well, about 5 hours each day. But if you want to get out and do something, what are you going to do? I did that all morning. So complications for a brittle diabetic happen because they can't keep blood sugars at an even keel. Sorry, I thought someone was coming. You need to be able to do that. And, if you're able to keep things at an even keel, you can lower your insulin rate. And if you lower your insulin rate, then you're going to have better success at losing insulin. Because insulin makes your body, makes your body hold on and develop fat. So when I went through the periods of having low blood sugars in the hospital, I had too much insulin in my system, And you say, well, cut it. It's not that easy because my blood sugars do this all the time. Sometimes you're high, sometimes you're low. But it's not the same all the time. So, I'm sure diabetics have this problem for any diabetic. But a brittle diabetic has them all the time, not at the same times. And in the hospital, which I just spent 3 months in, they treated the blood sugar and then they kept feeding me. So of course I gained weight. But when I first got diagnosed with brittle, and brittle diabetes can be called liable or libel, is a complication. And I was always accused as a child. I got diagnosed at 13. That, oh, you gotta stop eating those hamburgers. Oh, you gotta stop drinking all that pop. But, when you're up and down all the time, you have to treat it or you're going to end up in the hospital. An awful lot of times I've been taken out of bed to the hospital because I've been low. I've had the police break into my apartment over the balcony because I've had severe low blood sugars. So you've got to treat the lows. And people don't really understand this. So hopefully this explains some of the complications I have and also what brittle diabetes is again. So with this channel, we're going to move on. So have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.